Hello and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons, Planescape, Torment, the Enhanced Edition. When we last left off, well, we talked to Fel here and learned a bit more about ourselves. Yep, never mind. Let's see. Yeah, you say you've met me before. Do you know how I died? Fel does not respond for a moment, then slowly, menacingly, three symbols materialize above his head. Each of them casts a long shadow. I think he's saying something about shadows. Shadows? Three symbols swirl about each other, leaving faint black misty trail about them. They take on a raggedy edge, like teeth and talons, and multiply. Three split into three, and three again, until the entire room seems to be covered in a swarm of shadows. It seems saying that you were killed by many shadows. Why? Shadow symbol swirled into one, then dissolved, to be replaced by a simple shape. Fel doesn't seem to know why. I see. Oh yeah, can you tell me anything about the tattoos on my body? Fel studies your body for a moment, walking around you. He mirrors each symbol as he examines it and returns to face you. From what you can make of his floating symbol, it's saying the tattoo are not his. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, I think that's all we could talk about.
I'm gone.
Drunk.
Come on in, Cutter! Come on in, Cutter! You're gonna love this!
Oh, do you really want to? Alright, fine.
Die.
Well, at least I got you. More thugs.
Damn it.
Luckily, thugs are people that,
I'm gone.
I don't
Damn.
think there's much of an issue about us taking them out. Oh. 10 copper. Bronze ring. Hopefully we can find someone to sell most of this stuff to. Hey. Did you run away? You did. Come on, you are the ones that decided to start the fight.
Die.
And a rusty dagger. Man, I hope I can find someone who wants to buy some of this stuff. You just double check that. Yeah, it looks like the other guy scarpered, which is fine with me.
Come on in, buy a drink. See the burning man. He's on fire. You've got to see it to believe it.
He is indeed on fire.
Right here, right inside.
Crackling, billowing creature twists slowly over an iron grill upon the bar. It maybe once had been human, but now its skin is charred beyond all recognition. Streams of fire form a wreath around the creature's body, and the flames lick at the few remaining pockets of flesh, causing them to bubble and run like wax down the creature's skeletal flame. Greetings? Thing makes no response. It withers slowly within the flame. It lives, but doesn't seem to be aware of anything other than fire that surrounds it. Its skin is flame. Its heart is flame. And you know within some shadowed corner of your memory, this thing is dangerous. Ooh. Let's examine it. Heat surrounding this creature is incredible. To your surprise, the iron grill of the creature floats above as sagged and bent to the heat. At first you thought the heat came from the grill, but now you realize it emanates from the creature. As you watch flecks of ash drift from the writhing corpse and float slowly towards the ceiling.
Done.
Interesting. So, some kind of fire elemental? Yeah. Mokai appears busy. See a female dustman, or dust woman, I guess. Near her, she calls out to you. You, over here. Okay. Hey, Cutter, buy a lady a drink? Very well, here are 5 coins. My thanks. May you find the true death. She pockets your money and looks nervously off towards the front of the bar. You can give me some answers for my drink now. What do you want to know? Who are you? Me? I'm Mochi. I like to, drink here. And, she loses her change of thought momentarily. I'm just a person, you know. I see. Could you answer some other things? What do you want to know? What is this place? Smoldering Corpse Tavern. Can't you read? You, more bubble than I am? Forget it. Tell me about the other patrons here. Dunno, they're just, people. I don't deal much with people, unless they're buying me a drink. She looks at you, hopefully. I see. Who's the burning corpse? He's not a corpse. He's some crazy wizard. Ask around. They'll tell you the story. Alright, bye. More of those big demons. They're talking about sigil. See a scruffy, ill-kept man. He strums strongly about color. Yeah, what do you want? He leans in close to you and up and down. Looks like you could use a healer. He laughs loudly over his own pure humor. Nauseating stench of liquor and poorly chewed food watches over you. Who are you? Me? I'm Andor. He weaves on his feet. Used to be a hell of a fight man too, but that used to be before the bub took hold of me. Friends call me Slappy because I was so good at doing it to people. Now they call me Slappy because so many women do it to me when I talk to them. That's great. Could you answer some questions for me? What do you need to know? I'm looking for a journal. Have you seen one recently? Well, if you lost it in the hives, a good chance some collector has it. Check out the hive some more. Maybe they have all sorts of stuff out there. Maybe they can help you. Alright. What can you tell me about this place? This place, Smoldering Corpse. Best place in town for a drink. Leastways, as long as you don't mind drinking near a fiend or two. Nor do you mind Red Death poking their heads in on occasion. Lots of people around here. Lots of interesting things. Lots. I assume you're one of the attractions then. Could you answer some more questions for me? What do you need to know? Who is that burning by the entryway? That's Ignis. He's some crazy old coop mage who got an idea to burn down the hive. See the alley of dangerous angles? You done that? A group of wizards got together and did some magics on him, and now he's a tavern-themed thingamajig. Mascot. My cousin was one of them wizards. No great shakes as a mage, but sure he got his Burke. That's great, Slappy. I'm looking for a collector by the name of Farad. You know anything? Farad? Name sounds familiar, but you know how it is. You done pickled your head with Bub? I'm sure I can't remember. You got my apologies, Scar. Very well. Good day. Oh. Here's someone. Man before you is old. His dry yellow skin has a scar as one who has traveled everywhere and never rested long in any one place. His pinched face is inhumanly angular. His ears sweep out from his skull, tampering to points. He wears loose-fitting orange tunic, and a strange, shimmering blade is strapped across his back. The blade looks to be a two-pronged glaive, made of some metal whose surface is swirled like a film of oil in a pond. Greetings. Man turns to you, his eyes polished coal. He stares through you. In a moment, you wonder if he might be blind. The weapon suddenly turns into a dead, flat black, mirroring the man's eyes. You okay?
Hail, traveler.
Hail.
Your eyes have the weight of one who has traveled far to be in this place.
Yeah, you could say that. I am known as Dak'kon. His emphasis placed on the word known strikes you as odd, yet familiar at this time. You are not known to me. Well, I don't even know myself. That is for the best. In knowing yourself, there would be little in the study of the planes left worth knowing. He falls silent for a moment, still studying you with coal black eyes. I would know why you've come to the city. I look for answers. I've got many questions. Speak your questions. I will hear you. Your features are unfamiliar to me. What are you? A Githrathi. Githzerai? Githzerai is one of the people. One of the people. A Githzerai. Yes, but what are the Githzerai exactly? Our history does not need to be made known to you. We would bleed to death on a time's blade before I recited a fraction of the histories of our people. Well, I don't need to know your histories, but I would know your people as they are now. Know this and accept it as an answer. We are the people who make our homes upon the shifting plane of limbo. With a deft motion, Dak'kon slips the blade from his back and holds it before him. Well, let's wait to see what happens. There, we mold the matter of limbo within our minds, forge cities with our thoughts. As you watch, a series of rippling waves of metal begins to roll up from the center of the blade. Pitch and crest of the waves match the inflections of Dak'kon's voice. In its chaos, we dwell with what only our knowing to preserve us. We are the Githzerai. What is that blade you have? It moved, shifted in response to your voice. It is a kach blade. It is an object that lets others know the rank of the wielder. Karach? What does that mean? Dak'kon falls silent for a moment, searching for the correct words. In your tongue, the closest translation is chaos matter. The people may shape it with their thoughts. Shape it with their thoughts? Karach is not shaped with heat, but by knowing oneself. It is a mirror that reflects the will of the wielder on the surface of its edge. When one knows themselves, the blade is strong, harder and stronger than steel. When one does not know themselves, the blade is as water, formless and weak. What rank does the blade signify? The blade is a symbol of carried by the Zerth. A Zerth is one who knows the words of Zerthamon. In knowing the words of Zerthamon, they know themselves. Zerthamon. Zerthamon founded our race. He knew the Githrathi before they knew themselves. He defined the people. He gave them one mind. What's a blade made of again? Chaos matter. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Had some other questions. Seems to place a special emphasis on knowing. What do you mean? All things, whether structure of flesh, and their existence is defined by their knowing of themselves. And if a man does not know himself? When a mind does not know itself, it is flawed. When a mind is flawed, the man is flawed. When a man is flawed, that which he touches is flawed. It is said that what flawed man sees, his hands made broken. Do you know yourself? Dak'kon falls silent. His cold black eyes take on the same distance that you noticed when you first spoke. Now, I ask again, do you know yourself? When Dak'kon speaks again, his voice has changed. His words echo like a great stone dropped in a chasm. It looks like he keeps forcing the words from his chest. It is not my will that you know this. Never mind. I had some other questions. You know of a man named Farad? I'm told he knows something about me. That one is not known to me. Alright. I lost a journal. You know where that might be? Location of this thing is not known to me. Okay. What can you tell me about the city? It is known by the name Sigil. Among the people, it is known as a city that does not know itself. It doesn't know itself? What do you mean? City exists, yet it does not know itself. In knowing itself, its existence is flawed. How is it flawed? City exists in opposition to itself. It has set itself apart from planes, yet it seeks to be everywhere at once. Its walls are doors, yet it keeps these doors locked. Such an existence tells of a thing that does not know itself, and in knowing itself, it is flawed. Well, I can speak the truth. What if the city is not flawed? A thing does not need to be ordered to have a purpose to know itself. What if these contradictions are strengths you cannot see? To your question, a question. What if the city is flawed and you see its contradictions all around you? To your question, a question. You claim the city's existence is flawed. You have accepted this rather than explored the possibility of something greater that may exist. That suggests you are flawed, and that you do not search for knowledge, but only for a convenient answer. Dak'kon falls silent. There is no knowing the answer to the questions we have asked, yet the city exists. That's all. Yet I would maintain that we know ourselves by the questions we ask and the ones we do not. If we cease asking questions and accept only what we perceive, then we will cease to know ourselves. Dak'kon's voice has changed slightly, become heavier. Such words have been spoken before. I have heard them and know them. Where have you heard them? The words are mine. Once I knew them and knew their meaning. I had forgotten them until you spoke. Dak'kon's gaze travels through you and his blade stops shimmering, bleeding all the cover until it's translucent. It's a moment of silence. Then Dak'kon looks at you. I would travel your path with you. I accept. An extra blade would be incredibly welcome.
Your path is mine.
Strangely enough, his voice seems distant. It echoes as if he was speaking from across a great distance. Very well, let's go. And we get, first off, an achievement. Endure. In enduring, grow strong. More importantly, we have Dak'kon in our party. Unbroken Circle of Zerthamon. Small Stone Circle is a Zerth religious text containing teaches Zerthamon, founder of the Githzerai people. The circle is made up of a series of interlocking circles that fold out from one another, depending on which branch the reader wishes to follow the path of teaching. Said that some Zerths spend years poring over the combination of the plates, looking for the significance in the teaching. Dak'kon seems to use the text with the mean of focusing his spellcasting ability as he pores over the tablet, occasionally memorizing the words. Interesting. Whispering Flask invokes aid, +2 to strength. Whisper holds a peculiar powder called Whispering Motes, loose translation of the Gith expression. Form of healing powder when used by Githrathi in the plane of limbo. When stopper is pulled, the spice touches the skin of a wounded person. The spice travels through the injured person's body, generating raw matter to fill up the holes in his physical form. No matter how small or large, in order for the spice to work, the user must concentrate on its healing effects. With proper discipline and practice Githzerai can heal even the greatest wounds. In addition to its curative properties, it's also the element several other rites of passage. It's believed that the spice fills in the holes of a person's psyche, redoubling doubts and giving them focus and purpose. There's armor. Dak'kon's ceremonial Zerth armor. It's fashioned from interlocking metal rings, form the same substance that the Dak'kon blade is made of. Unlike the blade, however, it does not appear the armor changes based on the mental state of the wielder. Nice. Armor is worn over a padded red tunic, and spiked bracers and shoulder pads have been added to give greater protection upon the arms and upper body. While Dak'kon's armor is similar to chainmail, it's lighter and more flexible, allowing him to wield his sword more effectively. Furthermore, it seems that when the sword and armor is used in tandem, the armor becomes even more fluid. Whether this is unique property of the Karash, or whether that this is some magical effect of two items, is unknown. Yep. He is a fighter mage. And the Chain Blade. 2 to 9 slashing, +1 to armor class, +1 to Thanko. Pretty good. So it's a +1 longsword with a special +1 to armor class. Not bad. On the Gizrathi home planet of Limbo, or plane of Limbo, solid matter is something of rarity. Limbo itself is a soupy mass of elements. Only through the force of will can the Gizrathi shape these elements into stable matter. Substance called Karach is a material that composes shape within the mind. Dak'kon's blade is composed of this substance. Through mental discipline alone, Dak'kon manages the integrity of the blade. He can shape it slightly depending on his skill, adjusting its length, sharpness, or the edge. Presumably, as he gains level, he may be able to manipulate the blade in new ways. It's not known whether all Gizrathi Zerth carry such weapons. Certainly, a weapon depends on the integrity of the wielder. Would be entrusted only those who have learned to discipline themselves. Blade appears to have special religious significance for Dak'kon. Dak'kon wound a series of parchments around the hilt of the blade. These appear to be mantras dedicated to Zerthamon. Alright. And you have spells. Reign of Anger, Submerge the Will. Oh, this is your known, and these are the ones that you've got. So, Reign of Anger, challenge Vander's stream of unerring missiles that quickly strike those opposed to you. Spell summons a magical missile that strikes unerring for 3 to 6 points. Okay, so this is Magic Missile. Submerge the Will. When cast a magical orb, protects advantage your eyes and protects the recipient from all directions. It bestows an AC 2 against all attacks and +1 saving throws. Not bad. Scripture of Seal. +1 to hit and +1 to saving throws to all creatures that are friendly to the caster. That's not bad. And you... Cross-caster, Vilkar Source Retinus. Comes target's vision, and soon the world becomes muddled and dark. So this is a blind spell. And you got a level 2 power of 1. Negate the Warrior Queen, knowing oneself. Increase target strength by a certain number of points. Strength cannot bestow strength of 21 or greater. Okay. Well, we've got a new party member, but that'll be for next time. When we come back, more of this pub. Have a good one, folks.